is brought to you by the song Float Together. So, in honour of the song Float Together, we thought we'd buy this little magic carpet and let's just see if it works, shall we? Let's just see if it works. Roger, to make the magic carpet fly, let's have the special word. Oh, 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 it's working! Oh, shit the bed! Doing it! As I floated apart from her, as you floated apart from him, inevitability said we would float together. With the wine dribbling down your skirt and the beer running down my chin, inevitability said we would float together. How could something so beautiful bring out the worst in me? All I wanted was you. With the wind slicing through the clouds and the engines all screaming out loud, inevitability said we would float together. As the waters approach and the sky, in the space between stuck you and I, inevitability said we would float together. How could something so beautiful bring out the worst in me? All I wanted was you. As I floated apart from her, as you floated apart from him, as I floated apart from her, as you floated apart from him. What are you doing? What were we doing?
You don't need to know.
Oh, fine.
Why did you do it?
So, float together then.
This is the one with the muted triangle.
That triangle.
Yeah.
I mean, you worked on that,
It's like,
didn't you,
it's like it's going to get a bit samba, and then it doesn't.
It's almost a bit hip hop as well.
Yeah?
The last album had a lot of crashes on it.
It's the age-old classic story of boy falls for girl during a plane crash.
It's kind of like the idea of that juxtaposition of between it's a sort of plane crash. Not the kind of song I particularly like, to be honest. Just drags a bit. Yeah, it's alright. Quite a simple ballad, pretty much like I suppose like a slow kind of country ballad, really.
Float Together, my favourite, I think. I think it's my favourite.
Stroke love story. So it's a basic kind of ballad. Actually, more of a breakup song. But yeah, juxtaposed with a plane crash.
I remember when we were working the song out first time with the band, and Lee happened to not turn up to the practice that day.
You played bass. I didn't have that much to do with this one, really. I played the bass on it because Stephen had already managed to Bagsy the guitar part before we got to the studio, which is most unfair.
Struggling with the chorus, trying to get a distorted sound on there. Just wasn't happening no matter what we tried. And Paul's brief was like, well, maybe we should put something else on there. But what's something else?
Lee suggested we go and work out a string section part. So we sat together for a little while and came up with the string section that you'll hear on it.
So we both sat and worked on this keyboard, came up with this really nice little string part, and took it up to the lads, and it seemed to really pull the chorus in and do something different.
Never heard this one. That's in the background.
Yeah, I think glad Lee and Roger on here because they wrote this on Lee's keyboard downstairs.
Right, yeah.
And came up and played it, and it didn't fit. So me and you spent about 10 minutes moving the notes around so that it fitted.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you ask Roger and Lee, they'll tell you something completely different. What really happened is they came upstairs. They worked out the keyboard bit downstairs. Came up. Got it recorded.
Lee and Rog do a good job with the string arrangement.
And then myself and Rich Collins from the studio had to go in and manually move all of the notes because they weren't right.
Just say things.
Lee's keyboard parts were great. And Stephen's guitar playing is great, and Roger's drumming is great. My acoustic guitar playing is great.
Having an aerostess in the background, just reading out the protocol on safety. Which turned out again to be Alison, and I wrote her a few rhyming couplets down so she could say it actually in time with the track.
Spent a long time on that guitar sound of Stephen's. In the end, he put it through this tiny little broken practice amp. We played it really, really loud in the vocal booth. It was fun.
Okay, alright. We're going to get the worst sound in the world. The brief for this one was to just come up with the worst sounding guitar ever, wasn't it?
I think the track overall is very, very effective and quite evocative, quite emotional for me. I love it. think it's really nice.
It's a really, really good video. I suggest you go to our website and watch it.
Well done, Angelina, for the video as well. It made me cry.
Give me your idea about taking photographs.
Well, I don't take any photographs simply because the way I see it is if you took loads of photographs like Stuart English does, that lights right in the eyes.
It's supposed to be.
So if you took loads of photos, then you know most of the time,
Yeah.
it's shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you took loads of photos, most of them would remind you of shit times.
Yeah.
So surely the best thing is just don't take any photos, and then you don't get reminded of anything. But the good times and the bad times have shaped you into who you are.
Right.
So you don't need reminders.
Competition time, competition time, competition time.
La pizza, 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 pizza. 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 La pizza, pizza, pizza.
Oh, it's so realistic! Oh, wow! It's chauvinistic. Woo! Well, hope you enjoyed the podcast as much as we did. We had a real great ride.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you next
Bye.
time.
Bye.
Bye. See ya. Right?
Right.
Up we go.
Magic car.